Hello, everybody. Welcome to Channeling Spirit with me and my lovely guest, Lauren Marie, who I had to just mute only when I'm talking because there's some technical issues we're having with some feedback on the sound. But she's going to be helping me give the free readings today, free live readings. Please say hello if you're watching. Let us know you're here. All right, so every Wednesday, I come live at 3 p.m. Eastern on my channel. And hello, Jim. Hi, Faith. Hello. You guys can feel free to start typing in your questions. Make sure to please post them with 3 hearts behind so it's just easier for us to see them. Um, yeah, so we're just really excited how Spirit kind of brought Lauren and I together, although we've known each other for a while, but we were connecting on more of a personal level recently through our kind of shared interest in the Black Rose and the Dark Mother Goddess energies that we channel and connect to. And so I've got that going on in my hair today to bring in that energy. And through that connection and conversation, we started to realize like how many guides, spirit guides, we actually share in common, but also just synchronicities of these different guides and how they are coming through for us when we're chatting. And there's a really interesting connection that popped in. And although I wasn't really sure 100% till this morning, through the efforts of Lauren and I just kind of allowing Spirit to show us like what guide wanted to come in, because we always bring a guide in to start the show off with a group message for the collective. And there's a really powerful story about how that kind of came together. And so there's a few different guides here with us, at least 2 or 3 that are going to step forward maybe, and we'll both take turns channeling messages from them. And because I want to like have more time for Lauren to share some about what she does, what her spiritual services are that she offers, and we want to tell the story about how these guides came in, I'm not going to test you guys on your intuition right now to see who it might be. We're just gonna let that flow in when we bring their energies in. But first, I'd love for Lauren to share a little bit about your spiritual gifts and services that you offer. She's a very talented medium. Let me unmute. There you go.
Thank you very much, Rachel. I'm so highly honored to be here, first of all. So I'm a channel, I'm a messenger, I'm a medium, I'm an intuitive guide. So I do light language services. I do oracle and tarot card services thus so far. I'm also a crystal librarian. I work with crystals a lot in my practice. I'm a healer. I do Reiki long distance. I call it hands-on healing long distance. So my purpose so far has been to merge my artwork with my spirituality. I want to try something on this plane that's never been done before. I want to merge the watercolor, the pen and ink, and the digital photography at the spirituality as well as the poetry, and channel and mediumship together embedded in it. The light language has been a new thing coming online for me for the past 2 or 3 years. It's become more grounded into my vessel, so I find I'm doing a lot more with that recently, as well as intuitively guided messages. And my group is Soulfire Creations. You can find in Facebook by just searching. That's what I'm doing right now. And I also post on my main Facebook page.
Awesome. Thank you, Lauren. And feel free to post the link to that group in the comments right now so everybody can hopefully find it there. And awesome. And I want to say hello to Jacqueline. Hello, Jacqueline. And hello, Nicole. Happy to have you guys here. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about okay, who's coming in today, right? So when I was connecting with Lauren, we were kind of messaging back and forth a lot last week. And then at one point it was just kind of random for me. One night I connect with my guides. I have a lot of different guides on my team. And one of the guides that I connect with often is Chris Cornell. And he is the late singer of Soundgarden and Audio Slave. I have a channeled video that I did with him a long time ago, 2 years back, when he first came to me in well, there's I tell the story there, like how I met him, but essentially he's connected to Chester Bennington, who is the late singer of Linkin Park. And those two were best friends in real life. And, there's definitely a lot of conspiracies around their death. If you want to know more about Chris's passing and what really happened, you can watch my video on him. I haven't channeled Chester so much publicly, but he has been around me since Chris came in as a guide. I was then introduced formally to Chester in Dreamtime a while back, and I do work with him occasionally. I live in his hometown of Tempe, Arizona. So he's the one that is here today for a message. But interesting enough, how that all came out was I was listening to some music, which is common for me at home. And one of his songs kind of randomly started playing in my ears. And I hear a lot of Linkin Park on the radio. It's not like music that I genuinely listen to often or choose to listen to often, even though I have that connection with him. I don't really listen to his songs a lot. And so it was funny because one of his songs came on in my ears, and I hear Chris come out of nowhere saying, Rachel, I was going to skip the song. And he goes, Rachel, you should probably listen to this song. You should probably listen to Chester's music. And I'm like, okay, interesting. I'll listen to it. I can't remember exactly what the song was at the time. But as I was listening to it, I was connecting with actually Lilith's energy, who's a dark mother goddess that I work with very closely. And anyways, so I was kind of being shown the connection between Chester's music and Lilith, how he really was a voice for Lilith, and how men carry that aspect within themselves too. That is also wounded and wanting to be healed. So that was just something that happened. And then the next day, Lauren's just messaging me about other things and her connection with the dark goddess energy. And she shared with me a list of songs that she created for the dark mother goddess energy. And of course, I had to laugh out loud when I'm looking at the list, and it's all Linkin Park songs, not all, but a lot of Linkin Park. And I was like, oh my God, this is so funny. And so then we still didn't know who was going to come in for spirit today. So today I Lauren was feeling Lilith's energy around, and I was feeling that also. We had a lot of synchronicities, but then when I went on my spirit drive, or right before I left the house, actually, I kind of was picking up on Chester's energy around, and some of his music started coming on again on my earphones, and I started paying more attention to the songs that were coming on. And I just was like, okay, Chester, I think you want to come in with Lilith today, but I really need you to give me like a really good sign on my spirit drive, because, I hear your songs on the radio all the time. And I'm like, you got to make it like a really divine synchronicity. Like, you got to get my attention. And so he sort of like had me zoom in on the song that was actually playing. It was called Numb, the song. And so I felt like he was going to show me maybe that song on the radio specifically. So I said, okay, if I hear this song of yours, Somewhere I Belong, Numb, or the song Faint, which are the ones that I really associate Lilith's energy with, then I'll, but again, you got to like make it fun. Make it fun for me, Chester. Make it fun so I can really know that it's you. And so, hilarious enough, I leave my house right then, and I get in my car. I go to Starbucks to grab a coffee. It's like 2 minutes of a drive to Starbucks. So it's like within 5 minutes, I'm getting these signs. And I see the license plate in front of me, and the car in front of me has 666, which to me is like a sign of like, I don't know, distortions, how they take that number and they kind of make it bad. And there's a lot of like evil energy that's associated with that, but it's actually not a bad number. It's just, how they're using it. And that's kind of how Lilith's energy is. She's been demonized. She's been misunderstood, and on a collective level. And we're really working as a collective to heal her archetype. I'll be doing a Patreon event with her soon around that healing and activation. But So this car's got 666 in front of me, and then I'm like literally just in line waiting to get my coffee, and I'm sitting there and my window happens to be down, and I hear and see a black shiny truck at the stoplight next to me with their windows down blasting. And when I say blasting, I mean it was like I could have been at a concert. Linkin Park, the song Faint, which was one of the 3 songs. I'm like, this is too unreal. Like, how is this happening? Like, okay, Chester, it's not even on my radio, it's over there. I'm like, is this song on the radio right now? So I flipped the station, and the song Linkin Park is playing on the radio. It's not that song, it's the song Numb playing that as in that moment. And so I'm hearing someone else blasting his song, then his other song Numb on the radio at the same time. So the song that the other guy was playing wasn't coming from the radio, it was coming from his own stereo, whatever he had going on. It was just hilarious to me. I'm like, okay. That was a really good one. So, and then I spoke with Lauren and she mentioned Sinead O'Connor. So they have messages. I've got lots of downloads. I was getting tons of downloads from Chester coming in around what he wants to share and why he's stepping forward right now. But I want Lauren to share about her connection with spirit today. And there you go. Oops. You want to be okay.
I muted. Yeah, I got this. So Sinead O'Connor, interestingly enough, came to me. I was taking a bath. I do Epsom salt bath every few days for muscles. So I was doing Dr. Teal's and I was doing Dr. Teal's CBD, which is my favorite one. So Sinead O'Connor came through me and I actually started belting out Nothing Compares to You in the bathtub, as well as light language. This is unusual. So with Rachel's permission, I would like to share the song as I remember arranging it in the bathtub and then doing the light language. So she's going, nothing compares, nothing compares to you. Nothing compares, nothing compares to you. And then I heard that the divine feminine scan throat chakra axis back, solar plexus chakra axis back, high heart back, third eye opening, but most importantly, a solar plexus and throats being reactivated at this time. There's also a great message for humanity going forward because Pluto just moved into Aquarius. So Pluto is in Capricorn. So Capricorn talks about governmental structures to keep it very simple. And Pluto's the planet of death and transformation. Death doesn't always mean physical death. It can be a spiritual death. It can be a change in circumstances. It doesn't need to be scary. I actually
Uh-oh.
have Pluto connected to my astrology. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, it just went out for a couple seconds and you're back now.
Okay. So yeah, I have Pluto connected to my astrology, so I've never really viewed it as scary. It's just a transformative power that there is. So the important thing about that is the Pluto is in Capricorn, so it was structural systems. Then it's flipped to Aquarius. So now it's the people. So now the people are rising up. Think the 1960s counterculture is coming back in a very big way. And I just had to recalibrate because I cut out for a minute. So it's kind of like riding a bike. I needed to see where the spiritual stream was that I was supposed to serve. So the other thing with Rachel's permission I'd like to do is I'd like to do a little bit of light language on here just to help us open up our power of the
Mhm.
throat and solar plexus and open it up so people can fully come into their power. I'm setting the intention for us to be of the highest good so the collective can fully come into our power.
Beautiful. Wow. Oh my gosh. But it's okay. You got puppies. They want they want that light language, Lauren.
I'm switching into the other room. I switched gears. I just got up and I moved. And that's how you deal with it. And they probably do in some level. And sorry, I'm not done. I just got coffee. And you'll notice the sun rays are coming behind me. That's no coincidence. That's Lyran light language with a bit of fairy mixed in, with the excitement piece therein.
Wow, that was so beautiful, and the light is just so powerful coming in. I love that too. Wow, the energy. Thank you so much for that, Lauren. Beautiful. So that came in through your connection with Sinead when you were connecting with her, Sinead
Yes,
O'Connor?
that came in through my connection with Sinead O'Connor. So Sinead O'Connor needs people to understand she's connected to the divine feminine. So I was hearing Mary Magdalene with Sinead O'Connor specifically, a little bit of Callie, a little bit of Lilith, but mainly Mary Magdalene, and most of all Joan of Arc. So it was a combination of
Mm.
Arc and Mary Magdalene. So it's fighting for your right to exist, fighting for your right to be, fighting for your right as a human being, as women around the world. Women around the world have been repressed for a very long time. So the message is no matter what happens in our government and power, we need to stand up for ourselves, stand up for our rights. Just because things are going a certain way doesn't mean you back down from your power. If things get a little bit turned on, then you rise to the occasion. But you are a warrior with love and grace. It can be done in a beautiful and classy way, like Sinead O'Connor was singing. She's very divine feminine. The way she just connected in, the way she advocated for her son. There's a lot of energy there. There's a lot of beautiful energy there.
Yeah, I feel her like connecting with me at the heart level. Like she's so deep in her heart, like in her love and her, her soul. Like there's a depth there that I can kind of feel with her energy. But I love, love, love the message that you're sharing from her. It is spot on. I'm just gonna mute real quick, just
Oh,
because of the feedback. It is so spot on with like exactly what it's like the same exact message I was getting from Chester. So, and not even knowing that you were going to connect with Sinead, and I have not connected with her before directly. So I love that she's introducing herself and stepping forward now. And that's beautiful. And the light language is beautiful. I was posting some of the comments from Benefsha and Faith loving the light language. And yes, Jim says, I love how they work through others to provide us with, yep. It's like they know our flight plan, these guides. They like it wasn't a coincidence that Chris Cornell just randomly comes into my ear and says, hey, you should listen to Chester's song. Like, are you going to skip that song? You sure you want to do that? And I'm like, okay. There's always a reason why, right? Especially when it's like random like that. But yeah, that was one of the most significant signs I've ever gotten from any of my guides. So kudos to Chester. You did it. Thank you. you found a way to like make it pop in my mind that you were there. But he was giving me so many messages that is like all on the same theme. So let me go to my notes because I literally was doing my best to like track all of this information coming in. So once I connected right to his energy, I mean, I saw a black dragon come in with his energy. He is riled up. And when I say riled up, I mean fired up. And it's not just him. It's like him, Chris, they come with a team. All right. They come with a team of spiritual warriors, is what they were showing me. That's the word they were using, spiritual warriors. So that's so interesting, the connection that you brought in with Joan of Arc, because after I shared that with you, that's when you said, oh, you were picking up on Sinead and Joan of Arc. And I'm like, yes, it's the Joan of Arc energy right now. That's what our collective is needing more of, especially with the feminine voice rising, like you said, the healing with the feminine and the Lilith connection too. So what happened was the messages were coming through really strong with the songs that were actually playing in the specific way that were coming on the radio. It was just like 10 songs like in a row that was just like the whole message, but one song in particular really stood out, and that was the song Invincible by Pat Benatar. Now, this is not a song like you hear Pat Benatar, but this isn't one that you hear as often. It just tuned with what he was showing me. And so I have to pull up the lyrics and I have to read them. Now, if you know a little bit about Chester, they say it was a suicide, but I know better. There's, a lot of foul play and stuff involved with him and Chris Cornell's passing. And he's one of the guides that people have asked me to channel, and I will do a separate video on him eventually. So I'm not going to get into too much of his personal story, but this relates to what's going on in the news right now. So there's a lot of exposure going on in the news, especially with the celebrity scandals. And we're going to be hearing a lot of uncomfortable stuff about what's really going on under the surface. And so they're just kind of like showing me right now that these timelines have merged. We're finally at a point where justice will be served. And they're fired up about that in a good way. They're happy about that. The guides that I work with, a lot of celebrity guides, and they're all kind of like one big team, really wanting to get their message and voice heard. So this song says, in reference to what's going on and what's going to be exposed, and how we're being called as a collective army. I'm hearing we're being called literally to stand up for our rights, like Lauren channeled. This bloody road remains a mystery. This sudden darkness fills the air. What are we waiting for? Won't anybody help us? What are we waiting for? We can't afford to be innocent. Stand up and face the enemy. It's a do or die situation. We will be invincible. This shattered dream you cannot justify. We're gonna scream until we're satisfied. What are we running for? We've got the right to be angry. What are we running for? When there's nowhere we can run to anymore. We can't afford to be innocent. Stand up and face the enemy. It's a do or die situation. We will be invincible. And with the power of conviction, there is no sacrifice. It's a do or die situation. We will be invincible. And that just kind of repeats. And so, as you can see, that message is like generally what they want us to do. They want us to stand up for our rights, stand up and stop running away, stop pretending, like stop ignoring this, stop pretending like we don't see what's going on. I was also shown that, let's see, I did get like a download from him more specifically, but before I share that, he was showing me okay, so we just had the elections and Trump won in America, and it he was saying that is a signal that we are on our highest timeline. So I know that, I'm not a political person and I don't get involved in politics, but he was really showing me that just know that we're on our highest timeline for all of this darkness to be uprooted and exposed. It's not about Trump specifically. It's just about what he said to me. Let me find this where he because another song that came on was Karma Police, and I don't usually listen to that song either. It was like after his Numb song came on, Karma Police came on, and he was like, no, listen to it. It's like not a song I usually listen to, but he told me to listen to it, and there was a lyric in there that said, this is what you get when you mess with us. This is what you get when you mess with us. Karma police. We're the karma police. They're the karma police. On the other side, they're watching. They know what's going on. They're waiting for the right time to share their truth. Chester and Chris have been going to mediums for a while since their passing and sharing their story with others. So it's not just me channeling them about this, but they're very strong in the fight. So it's just time for it to karma to be cleared, right? We're healing the karma and they have a lot of karma, and all of us are connected, interconnected with what's been going on and how we've all been kind of lied to on many, many levels. So anyways, about the Trump winning, he said, this is the timeline we've all been fighting for. This is it. This is the timeline. That was like a key piece that needed to happen. Okay, so then the other bigger download was just this. It was about Christ consciousness. He was showing me that the crystal star, the crystal star has been activated. I was seeing like a golden star that's rising, literally, like in the hearts of us as individuals, like rising up, but also on a collective like level, rising up. Our earth starship is rising like the phoenix. Our dark mother is rising with the Lilith new moon. And then I was reminded that last night I heard the song Bad Moon Rising. My guides told me to listen to the song Bad Moon Rising by Creedence Clearwater Revival. And that's not a song I usually listen to. And there's something in the lyrics related to this because they were showing me a connection. Crystal clear star visions ahead. This has to do with the mother rising, the dark, like what was like banished and cast in the shadow realms, and how like a lot of our mother energy has been like misused, let's put it that way, distorted in the feminine voice and truth. And it's the dark mother is rising as represented by the Lilith goddess energy, that there's a version of her that is enlightened, and when she gets to that point, it's like she's fully healed and she's ready to reveal herself at that level within all of us, and in general, just our mother, our earth mother as well, and the cosmic mother, is it's all connected. So I was hearing, and all, because the song came on, all she wants to do is dance, and that's what I was being shown. All she wants to do is dance and celebration. Good times ahead for the light workers. We're breaking through to the other side, and hell is running scared. And there was a Tom Petty reference, a song that he sings that's like running down the drain or something like that. It wasn't on the radio, but they were giving that to me. So that's kind of a powerful message, and I'm just going to leave it there with Chester because I think that's what his message was. And feel free to connect with him more as a spirit guide, because he's really he's very supportive of the divine feminine voice. And again, his songs that I mentioned are all going to carry that aspect of what's been shamed about our divine feminine wisdom. It comes out so in his lyrics. So anyways, I don't see any questions, you guys. Are you guys having questions? I see one question. I know maybe that not a lot of you are watching today, but please just test us out here, guys. Put some more questions in there, please, for us. So otherwise, I'm not sure, but it'll all flow together. But we do have one for Faith, so let me pull that one up. Unless I'm missing something in the comments, but let me go back down. Yeah, share a question, even if it's just for a general message, or we can have, I don't know. It's just so fascinating too. I wanted to say something. You can channel for this one, Lauren, too. But in one set, I wanted to touch on the Pluto aspect that you were talking about, because that came up in our group mediumship circle free practice last night. That this is like a really powerful time. You were saying like the governments and the people are rising, and I just find that like just how these guides are coming with all these messages that align with that. It's almost like the activation that they were showing me with the crystal star was part of this like new moon rising. I keep hearing new moon rising. They're showing me bad moon rising, but it's not. It's a new moon rising, and new moon is associated with Lilith as well. So are you getting any more like thoughts on that before we
Yes,
go into
so
questions?
Yes, absolutely. So I listened to Berean Calling last year. So Berean Calling does these messages related to the collective. So he did one about the Christ consciousness rising within the collective, about how Jesus Christ is back in the flesh, but it's in the collective as Christ consciousness, how that energy is rising, how Christ has some things up his sleeve in terms of the corruption. And now we're beginning to see the fruits of that unravel slowly. And spirit is going to have its last laugh. I'm not sure how familiar people are, but there's such a thing as spiritual court. I learned about spiritual court. There's such a thing. So spiritual court
Wow.
is where you can petition and you can ask for divine justice on your behalf and other people's behalf. But the world is going through massive spiritual court right now to flush out the corrupt elements and to make room for the new earth timeline. So that's what I'm getting. But Berean
Oh,
Calm talked
yeah.
about this a year ago, and he sent shivers down my spine just about how Christ has come back. Is beautiful.
Wow, I love that. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, yes. Beautiful, so powerful. Thank you for sharing that. And we do have some more questions coming in. So, um, yeah, I'll have you tune in for Faith, and then I'll tune into the next one. And so, and hello to the next question that is going to come up is Angela. And welcome if you're new here. She says, I consider Chester and Chris to be a part of my spirit team. I'd love a message from them. Thanks so much. Oh my God, I can't wait. Okay, I'll channel that for you next. Let's go back to Faith. I'll read your question for Melrose. She is a guardian for me and comes through as very protective. Why is she making her energy known at this time? And why do I always feel her protective energy envelop me like a warm blanket? That sounds beautiful.
So that's a great question, Faith, and thank you for reading that for me, Rachel. So I was closing my eyes and I was tuning in, and she said, time is of the essence, dear daughter. Now I want to make sure you feel protected. Please know that the divine always watches out for you. Specifically, I, Melrose, will watch out for you. I'm hearing the word Melrose Place in California. She's giving me Melrose Place. She's giving me a California reference. I'm also hearing the Katy Perry song California Girls. So, how's this all connected, Spirit? Melrose is trying to say with much humor, as your guide, Faith, that she is watching out for you and protecting you in this current space you're in. You are expanding and growing with Spirit, but you have a great protective team around you, encompassing you right now to protect you so you can keep on bringing your messages out to the public, bringing your messages out to the collective at this time. And her warmth and her protection is like a warm blanket. A warm blanket signifies love and compassion, like a mother has for their child. And a divine mother being, or a divine mother goddess especially, will have that love for her follower or devotee like she would a child. Please excuse the dishes in the background. I guess my lovely partner is just doing dishes or whatever is going on. Excuse me. But that's what I am getting, that she is just there nurturing you, protecting you. And I'm seeing this plant shoot like you're growing like a plant, like you're evolving and you're growing and you're next leveling. But in order to grow effectively, she needs to protect and nurture you as well. So that's why she's coming in close to you. Let me know if that resonates. And again, sorry for any rattling in the background.
So beautiful, and no worries about that. I love that. Wow, powerful message for you, Faith. Thank you, Lauren. Okay, so let me go down to Angela. So she has a question for Chester and Chris, which is fun. Okay, so they're on your team, yes. When I wasn't getting a lot right before, so they're just wanting me to go with in the moment, but they were like kind of showing me that that yeah, they were like confirming that they're, part of your spirit team, and that they're they're calling themselves the dynamic duo, okay, of superheroes. Like, okay, so they like to they like to joke around. They're very sarcastic. At least Chris for sure is. Um, and okay, so what they were saying is they're like, well, we'll talk your ear off if you want to learn to channel us. Like, they're kind of making a joke about that. So let me just see what really they want to share with you. They're just saying that, they feel like your support, they feel your energy, they feel like your positive vibes. They're showing me like how they view you as like as a like a light body, almost like, because how spirit sees us is like energy. They see us as energy. They see us as bright lights. So they see you as a very bright, like shining light in the world. It's like there's positive vibes. They just keep stressing like you have like a positive, uplifting energy about you. And so they really enjoy like being in your presence, I guess you could say. And they want you to call them in more often, like brotherly advice. Like they'll pop in thoughts in your mind. So if you like don't, they want you to just trust your connection, trust your connection. I don't know if you already feel like you are receiving like guidance, knowing they're around, or if you have your channeling abilities fully activated. But essentially that they call themselves soul brothers on your team. Yeah, so they're talking about wanting to harmonize with your frequency more. um and they're showing me like light codes and activations. So but they're saying, I'm like, you guys are going to give them light language, and they're like, no, they're like, it's there's something going on with your solar plexus chakra. They're saying like you're being like you're having DNA activations. There's something going on like with you that is being activated within you. So your star can shine brighter, I'm hearing. And it's helping somehow like unify this collective consciousness. So you bringing their energy in, you kind of trusting your connection with spirit more and allowing them to speak to you is going to activate you in the solar plexus chakra, is what I'm saying. So they're kind of showing me now the connection with the divine masculine energy. That's also rising into a more empowered state on the planet as well. So the two are merging into one. So the divine masculine, divine feminine energies, we focus on sometimes talking about um well, they're kind of showing me your message where they wanted me to they're like, I forgot to say this. You were talking earlier, Lauren. I'm sorry about to interrupt the message, but this is what they want me to kind of clarify here for like everybody to understand what's going on with the collective awakening right now. What's really happening is Christ's bride is returning. That's what they were saying when you were talking about like Yeshua and his energy on the planet and how it's coming back through the collective. It's coming back through all of us, and they're including themselves in that too. So it's all the feminine rising is Christ's bride returning in the form of the collective energy that's rising into its power, its rightful seat, like at the table, like the government table. They're showing me like it's like the power of the people, right? The voice of the people will be heard. So their higher truth and message is to be a voice for the voiceless. That's really where they activate you the most. When you bring their energies in, they're going to empower you to speak through your voice chakra with like all that solar plexus energy that Jimi Hendrix was talking about last week. But they're gonna activate you to specifically rise in your power. So, and they're saying become more like in the forefront of like whatever you do. They want you to feel like more comfortable in a powerful leadership type of position. And also they're kind of saying for everybody, like not to be like the followers anymore. Like we are the leaders, like not viewing ourselves as like following, just taking someone else's word for it and following the lead of others. That's not to say that there aren't going to be powerful leaders that we are recognize a connection to and want to follow in that sense, but it's more about you being sovereign unto self, that kind of higher message and truth, that the higher truth. And Chris is always about, and he's reminding me now, like free thinking, like be a free thinker, like don't take someone's word for it. Like again, so learn to trust yourself. He's just saying this to you, Angela, but saying it to everyone. Like learn how to trust yourself. And he's showing me the number 222 for you, Angela. So it is so random that he's showing me that as he's talking to me. It's like all merging into one message. But that seems to be he's calling that like a activating number for you, or a telltale sign that he's around. So it's all about bringing those feminine and masculine energies into harmony within, and that's the principles of the Christ consciousness that is awakening on the collective scale. But it awakens within when you merge those two. The two become one within those inner energies. So wow, they talk fast. Okay, let me just give you a warning about Chris. He talks really fast. He's a fast talker, and he has a lot of like high level wisdom and intelligence to share. Like his higher self version, I've met in the astral, and very wise. Like he just knows a lot about a lot of things. So you'd be surprised in his higher self form. He's like a wizard type of energy and has a lot of gifts to share. So definitely, tune in with him more. You do have a strong connection. So, and soul bond. So I love that question. Thank you, Angela. Okay, next up is thank you, Benefsha. It's awesome. There's just so much power and activation going on when Lauren and I talk like behind the scenes. It's just like synchronicity and like I love it. Love your energy, Lauren. Okay, so Nicole is next. Let's bring up her message. I can read it out loud real quick. I would love a message. I feel I am stuck about to hit the next step in something big, but missing something to expand in many ways, spiritually, in my work, profession, my day to day. Okay, Lauren, I'll unmute you there.
So, Nicole, I have the uttermost compassion because, as a personal note, as not a medium or channel, I've been feeling a lot of the same stuck energy this year. So, I completely can understand how, on a human level, not just a medium and channel level, but on a heart level, how that feels to be stuck. What I would say is this goes back to sovereignty, and this goes back to teaching a man how to fish, which is a parable. I guess Mr. Christ or Jesus mentions it, but it's also within the Christ consciousness, which is both masculine and feminine collective, about teaching someone how to fish as a beautiful metaphor. So I would say you want to quiet your mind down and you want to get into trusting your own intuition and space. I'm not sure, Nicole, if you do oracle and tarot cards or if you do journaling or any form of writing, but it might be helpful for you to start writing where it's typing on your computer. I can hear keys in my ears right now, or if you're writing in person, that might be very helpful. It also might be very helpful just to talk, to communicate. I'm seeing the blue throat chakra. Talk to a beloved best friend, talk to a family member, go to Barnes and Noble, sit with the book What Colors Your Parachute for career clarity, but talk to someone because you're going to have a divine interception or a divine message, or the next I'm hearing 3 to 5 business days to a week maximum, and you're going to run into someone that's going to change your world forever. It'll be a chance encounter, it'll be a conversation. So be on the lookout for that conversation. Also, make yourself available, kind of like how you would if you're dating, right? If you want to go out and date, right? And you want to attract someone's attention, you go out, you date, you set up the opportunity to date. Likewise, if you want to be open for business, set up the opportunity to be open for business. Go out, go to business meetings, go to Toastmasters, which emphasizes confidence and public speaking. Go to work professional workshops, whether they're on meetup.com or in person. Don't limit yourself to just in person. Look around online and go for what feels right, but really trust your inner voice. Is there anything you did when you were a child that gave you a real shit eating grin? Excuse my French. Is there anything you did when you were a kid that just lit you up and gave you a real shit eating grin? When was the last time you're happy? When was that? What do you like doing? Do you like animals? Do you like horses? Do you like cooking? Do you like artwork? I'm hearing equestrian. Do you like teaching children? I'm also seeing children in the background. I'm hearing children's laughter. Would you want to be an art therapist? Think about when was the last time you were happy. Expand on that wisdom therein. Calling your abundance stream, calling your golden stream of abundance, anchor your abundance into earth plane and say, I will be happy and abundant no matter where I go. Abundance flows, and abundance is magnetized and attracted towards me and cannot help be attracted to me. I am unstuck now. I am asking my divine team for clarity and a sense of purpose. And keep on petitioning your divine team for clarity and a sense of purpose. But most importantly, you got this. I'm getting Mother Mary is wanting to sit with you. Mother Mary wants to sit with you. She wants to give you some motherly advice. She's Mr. Christ's mother. What else am I getting? Mary Magdalene would also like to sit with you. You're such a gentle soul. So again, Archangel Raphael would like to sit with you. Archangel Raphael, if there are any health blocks preventing your career or any abundance blocks or any blocks in the emotional body, Archangel Raphael would like to sit with you. Hopefully this makes sense, Nicole. That's what I'm getting. So when I channel Nicole, I do heart coherence. I go down to my heart and I channel the message, and then I go up with the stream of information. I tell myself I will remember everything I channel. And that's how I get it. It's almost like when I'm channeling for people and you, I'm seeing this stream of information and I'm pulling this information through my body and through my vessel. So I'm hoping that makes sense to you. I'm hoping that that resonates too. And I wish you much luck. And I hope within the next phase that clarity will come, and I see that clarity will come. I'm seeing you as happy. I'm seeing you as free in the profession you so choose. That's all.
That is beautiful. Oh my God, I loved all of that message. So powerful, so much coming in. So she's saying, I do. I've been doing both lately. Journaling has been meditative. And she also was saying, haha, I've been wearing blue more, holding kyanite blue right now. Love it. Love all of that. Thank you, Lauren. My tickle is coming in a little bit on my throat, so I might be muting myself in and out because I have a little bit of a head cold that I'm kind of like working with. Nothing too crazy, but all right. So I want to go to Fernanda. Um, excuse me. And also, I wanted to show that Angela said beautiful messages from her dynamic duo brothers. Yes, thank you, much appreciated. And the 222 resonates for her. Thank you, Angela, for the feedback. Okay, Fernanda. I felt Princess Diana around me heavily. Does she have a message for me? Thank you. I felt her around me too a little bit. I can't even remember like how or when. Like just I've had a lot of different guides being showing up a lot lately, but she's been one of them. But I have channeled her before. So let me tune into her now. She's showing me right away, Princess Diana, her connection with Mother Mary. You were just talking about Mother Mary. So Princess Diana as a guide, she's like the collective mother right now, like of celebrity or people that we actually know or recognize as like in more recent earthly incarnation. So when she comes up for me, and this must be the reason why she's showing me this, because it's not random that she's showing me this. Um, it's okay, because she's reminding me like how she would come in for me when I first started connecting with her. She shows up as a motherly presence when I need like motherly advice or just extra support and comfort. I'm getting lots of chills and on my arm. So that's how she kind of wants you to view her as like how she likes me to view her, like as your surrogate mother. Let's put it that way, as your surrogate mother, like who you can talk to as if, sorry, I bumped my table, I had to move. But yeah, your surrogate mother, someone that you can talk to like for guidance, wisdom, emotional support. It's like she's highlighting sensitivity. So on sensitive issues, maybe issues that you don't feel comfortable talking to your own mother about because maybe that relationship isn't as strong as in that sense. But she really yeah, like she really is here to empower you. That's the word she's using, empower you, to connect with her energy more. So I feel yeah, like you have a direct link to her energy. That's what she's showing me. She just keeps highlighting the blue rose, the blue, 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 blue. That's all I'm seeing with her right now. And I have blue roses in front of me on my altar that um she's like so you connect with her energy on the blue rose. So I know you've done blue rose healing and energy, or you've worked with the blue rose sometimes. So that's where she's activating you somehow with that energy. So you can bring it's like she's bringing the blue rose energy in when she comes through for you. So she's activating you at a higher heart level. She's activating like divine wisdom codes, like Mother Sophia codes. So that's awakening within, or at least that's what she's showing me for you. and you connect with her through the crown chakra because she's highlighting the crown, but also reminding me that she was royal and she did literally, I don't know if she literally wore a crown because I don't know if she was ever like crowned in that sense, but like it's, you know, a metaphor, also symbolic for you rising into your queen power. It's like you're no longer a princess anymore. It's like you're moving from princess into queen power, or you're going through this healing transition, transformational process that's taking you into more of like your queenly role. So she's here to like prep you and walk you through that process as well, along with Mother Isis and Mother Mary, because she's just so connected with that energy. But she brings in the Christ light, Princess Diana, and she's really here to serve all of you. Like she's reminding me, like she was a humanitarian at the heart, and she loved serving that, like humanity in that way, in many different ways. As part of her collective role in mission work. So she continues to do that on the other side as well. And she works with a lot of the children that are suffering. So even souls that have crossed over traumatically, she works with like the babies and the children. She keeps showing me the babies and the children because we all are, you know, there's a lot, like I said, going on, like wrongdoing in the world. You know, the children are being targeted right now. She's kind of sharing that with me and reminding me that they really are targeting like the children. So she brings a protective energy around your children. If you have children, she's like an extra like guide and force that will, you know, keep them safe and, you know, on the right, you know, track with just, you know, keep them safe and feeling loved. It's like that warmth and loving connection comes through so strong with her energy. So I feel her dying down, but I hope that message resonates for you, Fernanda. I love that you brought her in too. And Lauren, I'll pull up Benefsha's question for Lauren. I truly loved connecting with Aphrodite yesterday. Yes, we were bringing her in. Our she was the guest mystery guide for our channeling practice last night. Yeah, and she would love to hear a message from her, Lauren.
I'm so very excited because Aphrodite is one of my primary guides as well. So I definitely am
Yes.
very tuned into his energy. So a little side tangent, this has to do with you too, Baneshva. I have a blue rose on my altar. I have an altar to Mother Mary. So I have a blue rose. So that has to do with the last message, but that also has to do with the current message for you, Baneshva. So Spirit told
Love
me to
it.
buy it a few months ago. So I bought its preserved blue rose in this container.
Love
So
that.
Aphrodite's energy is like this lovely pink rose blossoming and unfurling. I'm hearing a divine spiral. Divinity meets practicality is the wording they're wanting me to give you. So divinity meets practicality. I want you to feel the vibration of the word they're in with divinity meets practicality. I'm seeing it as beautiful pink rose unfurling, but I'm also seeing this golden spiral. So I'm not sure how much you're into sacred geometry, Baneshva. You might want to look up the Arcturians, which is a galactic alien collective. The Arcturian collective, the golden spiral, the sacred geometry, because the Arcturian alien collective has a lot to do with sacred geometry. And you might actually find out you're an Arcturian starseed and that you're also connected to the goddess Aphrodite. So I'm getting shivers down my spine as I'm saying that. But Aphrodite's coming in to give you the love and the nurturing you need. I know you've been doing a lot of inner work, Baneshva, because we've had a lot of conversations. I've conversed a lot with Rachel, but I've also really connected with you this year as well. And I know you've been going through transformative work. And I know you've been working a lot with Lilith on being empowered and, you know, having the voice, having that expression. But Aphrodite is here to give you the unconditional love and to remind you to always listen to your heart, that your heart will always have the answers about where you go next, and to have courage. Courage, the root word cur comes from the heart. So she really wants you to connect into your heart space for your new creation, for your activism, and for also, you know, just champion women's rights, specifically in Afghanistan, she's highlighting, but she's highlighting some humanitarian work. There's some humanitarian work to be had in Afghanistan for you, Baneshva. So that's what I'm seeing. I'm also seeing Aphrodite say the words to Christina Aguilera's song, I am beautiful in every single way. Words won't bring me down. I am beautiful in every single way. Words won't bring me down. So don't you bring me down today. And what she's meaning is if there's anyone in your energy that has brought you down, you might also want to do some energy pruning. You also might want to clean up your Facebook contact list and be around people that are going to support you, be around a supportive audience. See who you need to filter in and out, but do it release them with divine love and compassion. If you need to do release work of people or contacts, but that's what I'm hearing. But I'm also hearing to unconditionally love yourself in the process. So whatever you're letting go of, people, places, things, jobs, partners, you're letting go of the old so the new can come in. It's a very transformative process, but you're being asked to love yourself unconditionally in the process. That's what I'm getting. Let me know if it resonates. I'd be interested in hearing.
Oh my gosh, that was so beautiful. Every
Thank
word.
you.
Yes. And Benefsha was saying, oh, I will listen to that song. Beautiful. And Faith is loving these beautiful messages. Wow. Thank you, Faith. Awesome. Nicole says blue is in the air because she was talking about blue and holding the blue crystal and now the blue rose energy, and you have it on your altar, and so do I. It's just beautiful. I love that synchronicity too, and how connected you are, even Lauren, to the rose energy also. And you're welcome, Fernanda. You're so welcome. I know her presence when she comes in, it's a lot of like love, heart chakra activation. She's very connected to like even like emerald green, also Archangel Raphael. Also, her energy is very like healing and beautiful. So thank you for sharing that. I'm happy to help you connect with her more um, today, and all of us, because we all need a little of her grace and presence in our life and nurturing support. And she was very strong in her heart. So that's what you were kind of being shown when you said that about courage. That really stood out to me, how that word comes from, like cur comes from the heart. And yeah, and she's kind of showing me that too. You do have to be strong. And then she's reminding me, Princess Diana, even with the Aphrodite, because you just channeled Aphrodite, this is what was Aphrodite's message for us last night, was that specifically. It was and I will post the replay of that mediumship circle practice on my private Facebook group wall, which is going to be in the descriptions box as far as like where to find it. It's Intuitive Soul Rising on Facebook. I'll post the live practice or the replay of that, because we all as a group channeled so many good messages from Aphrodite, but that was really one that stood out. It was like now like the heart is going to be like is the power, like where the power is going to be with the heart. The power of the collective and everybody is going to be with the heart. It's like that was part of what's shifted with this transition into a Pluto into Aquarius, is it's like the people, yeah, like power to the people, but it's going to be like heart powered. Like whereas the qualities of the heart were often, for thousands of years kind of looked down upon, as far as like leadership goes, or just being successful, even what that represents. Being successful is going to shift. Our paradigm is going to shift from the way it's been to actually just honoring ourselves and being authentic. That's what new success looks like. That's what success looks like at the heart level, and being conscious and of how our heart and soul is always speaking to us. So I just feel like that's kind of related. I don't know why Princess Diana and Aphrodite, they kind of carry a similar energy. Venusian energy comes in with them both as well. For Venus star seeds as well, you might feel a stronger connection to Aphrodite, for example, if you are connected to that star seed origin. But I do want to get to at least one more question before we go, if you can. Lauren, would you mind channeling the last question for us? I love your
Yes, I do
messages,
that.
and I just want to sit back and listen
Thank
myself.
you so very much. Yeah, I really appreciate that. I'd be very highly honored to. I would absolutely love
Okay.
that.
Well, next in line is Jim, and he's just looking for a general message today. So curious to see who steps forward for him.
So, Jim, I'm going to go into your energy field, and for the highest divine good, I'm going to see which being wants to step forward. Oh, that's funny, Jim. So, I'm hearing Lord Lanto step forward. I don't really know a lot about this Ascended Master, so this is an interesting challenge for me in a very fun way.
Love
But he's
it.
stepping forward. So, Lord Lanto's saying, Jim, I need you to bask in your own light and your own beingness this year. Please follow your heart with what you want to do, Jim. You have something that you're passionate about, Jim. It could be a cause, a person, a place, a thing. It could be someone you loved. It could even be a loved one. It could be a child. It could be a partner. But I'm hearing whatever you need to do to shift things around in your life, just move towards that energy. Move towards where there's love in your life and just release all the limitations. If time is an issue, make time. I'm also hearing go on a vacation. Go on a vacation will help you find the divine symphony in your life, Jim. Go on a vacation. Go on a vacation. If you're single, Jim, go on a vacation. You might find your life partner there. I don't know. But go on a vacation. What are you waiting for? Pack your bags. So, where have you always wanted to go, Jim? I'll put this back on you. Where have you always wanted to go? Have you wanted to go to South America? Have you wanted to go to here in France or Italy? Have you wanted to go to Japan? Where do you want to go? I'm also here and feel like a kid again. So, something about creating childlike joy. Maybe you've had a hard time creating joy in the last few years. Maybe you've just felt like your life was too mundane. So, find the childlike spark of joy, Jim. What are you waiting for? Where is your joy? Are you a musician? Do you like to create? What do you do? Do you cook? Do you speak a foreign language? Do you teach English as a second language? I'm here in ESL. English as a second language could be your passport to going to a foreign country and going on vacation. So whatever you fancy is going to build this future new earth life and timeline for you, Jim. So what are you waiting for? Get your golden ticket out. I'm hearing Willy Wonka. Get your golden ticket out. Get your golden ticket out. So my channeling can be a little bit erratic sometimes. I have a lot of energy pumping through me and a lot of humor too. Sometimes my guides present things in a very humorous way, but they're serious. Get your golden ticket out. What are you waiting for? Drop whatever burden is in your way. If it's a limiting belief, let it go. If it's a person that needs to go and the connection's stale, let it go with love and grace. Let it go. Let it go so new things can flow into your life. If you're feeling stuck financially, find find a side hustle, or apply for a new job. The world is yours, Jim. The world is your oyster, Jim. And I'm seeing the world card in my mind's eye, the tarot card, the world card, which just literally means the world is your oyster. You just have to believe in yourself and put one foot in front of the other, and you have to trust in the divine, Jim. Trust and surrender to the divine. I'm hearing you will get there. You will get there within 3 to 6 months, within a year's time. Just believe in yourself. If you've got it, you want it. You just gotta believe in yourself. If you've got it, you want it. If you want it, here it is. Come and get it. You better hurry. You better hurry. You better hurry. So that's your message, Jim. I hope it resonates.
I love that. I I know Jim pretty well. I could see him like all smiley over that. I don't know. Let us know, Jim, how you feel. I loved the vacation. Um Also that you were getting that. I felt like even like Chris Cornell still around here, and I felt him kind of like like signaled like yes to that or something. So that was kind of like a double confirmation. And then yeah, no, I love how you get like the music coming in too. I'm like that as well. Like I just get like random pop-ins. They'll just show me like a song or start playing like lyrics in my head. And I know Jim, it's not a coincidence I'm sharing that because Jim gets signs through the radio a lot from his guides. So that's how they communicate with him. I feel that's them saying communicate with them more through the radio. They kind of like want you to open up. Part of like going tagging on to, I guess, your, and maybe this is Chris saying this right now because he's kind of the one coming in right now, showing like how you're kind of like me. You take like signs on the radio with signs of confirmation. Different guides are around. He's like tag a guide to a certain song. Then you know, when you hear that, you'll know that guide has a message for you. Things like that. Like play around with it more. I think like more variety and in the ways that you reach out and start connecting and just trusting what you get, you know, like look at how I call my guides out. Like if you heard me say that to Chester before I walked out the door, I was like, okay, I mean, I know I just like make it fun, guys. Make it fun. Make it fun. Okay. Make it fun when you bring your sign in. You know, I just tell them how I want it to be. And you know, they're listening. They're there. So they'll make it more fun for you, James. I'm here or Jim. I'm hearing I said James. That's funny. It must be your official name, James. I don't know. But okay. They're calling you like Sir James for some reason. I don't know. That's just being they're like wisecracking over there, so I don't know what's going on. I hear things. But anyways, we're at the end of our show today. Thank you for all who participated with us live and Lauren for being my special guest. I definitely will be having Lauren back if she'll return. So, and please follow her in her group and join us for our Monday mediumship. No, actually, it's free. It's a free intuitive mastery practice on Mondays in my private Facebook group, Intuitive Soul Rising. Link will be in the descriptions box. Join us there at 6 p.m. Eastern every Monday for free practice. It's fun, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.
Bye, and I would absolutely love to come back, Rachel. I'd be highly honored to come back. I really had fun. I really enjoyed playing today, and being in everyone's energy is so lovely. Really
For
appreciate it.
sure. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.